will be 3D printed by 2030. Globally, AI-driven construction is projected to be at a $300 billion market. How can AI in design and material optimize, push down the cost and curve, and help salvage global housing shortage, especially across Africa, MENA, and Southeast Asia?
Cool, I'm probably qualified to answer this. So just as recently as a year ago, I said that AI is the most overused word in English language, right? I've changed my, my perspective in the last 12 months. Let me just give you an idea of 3 areas where we use AI. First of all, the whole customer experience. I mean, construction is the industry that had the least innovation. You know, 100 years ago, we had people with hammer and nails building homes, right? And in transportation, we had the horse and the buggy, right? Here we are 100 years later, we have electric vehicles. Construction is done exactly the same way it was done 100 years ago. So it's perfect for innovation. To give you an example of how we use it now in 3 different areas. So Los Angeles experienced worst fires in history in our region. We lost 18,000 homes, $10 billion worth of homes in just a matter of a couple of days. This in early January. To rebuild, normal process would take about a year to design, about a year to permit, and 1 to 2 years to build the building. So 3 to 4 years at the minimum. What's possible now is for the homeowner to just email us their address. What that generates is AI looks at images of those houses, either through Google Maps or Zillow or other real estate databases. So we can see what was there before. It takes minutes to generate an architectural plan to rebuild something that looks very similar, only using prefab and modular construction. It takes a couple more minutes to give an estimate that's defendable, so the insurance company can make a good decision how to support the homeowner in rebuilding. In Los Angeles, the new initiative is now allowing architects and engineers to self-certify the plans, because if they can provide the backup, again using AI, permit in 30 days. And construction-wise, and I'll share about it a little bit later, but the process that takes 1 to 2 years as described can now be done in a matter of weeks and months. So while the foundations are being built, we can build a structure totally with all the plumbing, electric in the factory. Foundation is done, the walls and the roofs come to the site in a matter of days and weeks. The building is back up. So that's a huge difference. But that's just one example. Google had a massive set of announcements, and it just happens to be that my oldest son is executive at Google and is on the board of our company. And they've released incredible innovations, from ability to talk to dolphins. So we now understand dolphins speak, right? But more importantly, the area that Jay talked about marketing. I mean, you know, if you think about it, and it probably affects everybody. How much money and effort was spent optimizing our websites to get on the first page of Google, right? Now, it's all gone. You know, when you go to OpenAI or Gemini AI model, they don't give you pages, they just give you one solution. So by us being able to be that solution to optimize our information so that AI understands, there is going to be opportunity for the smaller companies, startups, to be the huge winner. Right now, when somebody goes to AI and finds a company that can rebuild LA, our site comes up. And then finally, something again many of you deal with, process of RFPs, right? The government and big companies issue RFPs. We're only 3 years old. For the first 2 years, we've submitted a number of RFPs, never won anything. 12 months ago, started using the AI. We have 2 agents. One AI agent just looks for all RFPs. They're all public, and finds information where we are, people ask for products that we provide. Second agent looks for winning proposals, because proposals are now become also public. So to make it a long story short, we won over $5 million worth of contracts purely using AI. There was no writers involved. It was just being smart about looking at RFPs and being able to respond to them, and this is just the beginning. So lots of very exciting things for everyone.
Count Bacci, do you have any questions for Gene?
Pardon?
I was asking if Count Bacci had any questions.
Sorry?
Do you have any questions regarding that subject matter?
No, actually, it's super interesting. The 3D housing market is something super exciting. I believe the first 3D printed house was...
It'll reduce the number of workers necessary. It'll reduce the number of workers necessary. Look how many people will bring here from all over the world to build homes, and accelerate the speed and lower the cost.
And just out of interest, how many stories can you go up now with the new latest 3D?
Yeah, we focus just on the residential market, so 1 to 3 stories.
Okay.
But there are companies that go higher. So, and our units can be used in a multi-story structure.
And if you go higher, you have to use a reinforcement steel, possibly?
Yeah, you still have to have a steel structure, but we can nest our units in. So again, while the steel structure goes up, we can manufacture units. And when the steel structure is finished, bring completed units and install them, lift them
So
up.
modular stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Super interesting.
So now let's talk biotech and pharma. AI-enabled drug discovery and accelerating timelines from 4 to 7 years down to 12 to 24 months. Companies like BioNTech and DeepMind have reshaped the biotech and R&D model.